had the most challenging, painful coaching call yesterday. It was with a really, really prestigious high-end med spa on the West Coast. One of those beautiful places you want to be associated with where famous people go. They've got beautiful service, slick website, wonderful providers. You see, everyone there is credentialed, MDs, PAs, nurse practitioners, tons of decades of experience, millions of dollars invested in the services and devices, and a client list that we would all wish we were associated with. So why am I on this call? Well, the advertising agency they hired has been doing their ads since October. They have a ton of interest, a volume of leads, but most of them are coming in and not spending more than the first time offer. On this call, there's 3 different layers of management. There's the providers, receptionist, the manager, the owner, and the advertising agency. Everybody's got different stakes in the game of converting these leads and investment. Immediately after meeting them on this call and asking them what the current bottleneck is, or say it in their own words so I can better understand how the problem presents, I asked them what good would look like, what metrics of success they're looking for. And it's apparent that they just want their investment to convert and make their time worthwhile. Their leads are not converting, and they feel they're spending a lot of money for first-time offers. Right away, I know how to fix this because this is a problem I see every single day. I see it in my treatment locations, I see it in my peers, and it resonates in many industries beyond just the med spa world. I know the information they need, I just don't know how to get them to execute it. You know the saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink? You actually can't bring that horse to water because you literally have to carry them and force them. That actually isn't helpful in this industry because if they didn't choose to walk with you, they will never do anything after that. So in this call, I know right away, I have to somewhat establish their self-awareness that they have not been coachable, that they are not owning their own activities, they're not recognizing what they're doing that's contradictory to the results they want, and that they may or may not realize they don't have the desire to learn new things yet. This is always very difficult, and it's always met with lots of objections, discomfort, defensiveness. So I walk them through the process of how to do the intake of a consultation lead and how to address the baseline of this new lead's desires to make changes. I give a couple of suggestions on the questions they can ask to uncover more emotional problems that are present beyond the tightness or looseness of the skin, how old they feel, size they want to go down in circumference. And I'm looking on the Zoom call and nobody's paying attention. They're all staring at their phone or they're glaring at their computer screen, staring through the screen, not at what I'm sharing. Their body language says they are not open. So I pause. I pause silently for an awkward pause and they all look up. This is so uncomfortable. I ask them, what about what I just shared is going to be easy to implement and what is going to be difficult? No one has anything to say. It's still awkward. And after about 15 seconds, which feels like 5 hours, the owner looks up from her phone. She was obviously multitasking, and she says something that basically repeats exactly what I was sharing. And she looks to her peers and her direct reports and asks them, how do you think that we can do this? And then we moved on to the next session. You see, she took ownership of what I was trying to teach, and she said to her peers, pay attention, and I'm asking for your input. We moved on to the next session of the presentation workshop, the consultation workshop, learning how to ask the right questions, getting your leads to ask more questions, getting your providers to ask more questions to uncover more emotional problems of the impact of their initial offer. I can still see their body language was not open. They gave me a couple objections and, well, they come through all of these questions and, well, we get to the end and they still don't convert. So they're telling me they're doing what I'm sharing and they're not converting. They think they're doing everything right and they're telling me it's not working. So I said, remember a couple of minutes ago when everybody was in this room staring at my computer screen, at the Zoom call screen, or on their phone, and I could tell from your body language that you are all not open, not engaging, not caring. And I asked you, hey, what about this that I just shared is easy to execute or not? Did you feel that? You all stopped whatever you're doing and realized I was serious, that I was holding presence and wanting respect for my time. It was uncomfortable. You see, you realize I'm not here for your comfort. I'm here for your growth, and growth is uncomfortable. And the only way we grow is if you want to. It's the same exact approach I'm trying to teach you to do in your consultations. You can't move somebody from a first-time offer to a prepaid package of $4,000 if you don't want to grow, if they don't want to invest. I can't get you guys to go from your current baseline of stuck consultations and first-time offers to selling packages if you don't want to invest your time and your input in the process. If I have to talk at you, if you have to talk at your leads, they won't spend this kind of money with you because they are not vested and they don't trust. The room was silent. And then they were giving their real objections. You see, the first objections were sort of smoke screens, but now that I got their respect, they're giving me their real objections. You see, I don't really know how to get clients to uncover that level of insight you shared. I know it's important that they need to say all those things, but I can't ask those questions. I actually do ask some questions and they do share that, and I think everything is okay. I do the first time offer and we get to check out. They say they're not interested, it's too expensive, or I need to talk to my husband. And then they pause and they say, well, do you think it really works? I mean, are the pictures real? I don't think that the results at T-Shape are the same as what everyone says. So I asked them, how many of you have had clients that did transformations of 1 to 2 time appointments a week for 6 to 12 weeks? Crickets, no one. How many of you have been doing barter services and practice sessions on each other where you've helped somebody make a transformation, like one of your peers or your boss? No one. And then I asked, have any of you been a client of either one of your peers or somewhere else where you've made emotional and physical transformations with these types of treatments? No one. And there we have it. They don't believe it works, and they're bringing that own bias to their own conversations. So we ran out of time, and the owner thanked us for our call, and I closed the conversation with, please thank the advertising agency for bringing me on this call. It is covered, the cost of this training is covered by your program you invest with them. If you're interested in having more training sessions like them, please let them know that they will schedule it with me or a different coach. And we hung up. I got on the call with the advertising agency exec and we both breathed heavily. Relief. The call ended. But we're both a little bit stressed. She's saying, well, I don't know. And I'm going, well, that was rough. And I reminded her, the most difficult coaching calls are the ones that are usually the most important. You see, if they patted me on the back and said, oh my gosh, this is great information, I'm going to go do this right now, they didn't actually really learn anything. They're just yesing me to death, and they're going to get up to that call and they're going to just have deer in headlights and do nothing. The ones that are really strong in their position and holding their process protective, when they finally unlock the keys, the knowledge to make a change, they execute like machines. But the process is very challenging and usually more difficult. The advertising agency exec thanked me for my time and said, well, I'll get back to you. And I actually told my family, wow, that was rough. Thank you so much for covering while I needed to have this call. And it was about 8 hours later that we both got an email, midnight their time, 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. And the owner's email said, it is unanimous. Everyone on our team wants to continue training with you. Please let us know. We can set up our next call to help work through and role play some of your ideas so we can implement and convert.